A beautiful morning to you and welcome to SuperScreen News at 10, broadcasting to you live from our studios in Lagos, Southwest Nigeria. I'm Blessed Amondose. Here are stories and reports making the hour. President Muhammadu Buhari has signed the bill for an act to establish the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, into law. The president, who disclosed this via his verified Twitter handle, said the NCDC Act was one of the bills he assented to last week. President Buhari, who noted that the agency has existed for 7 years without enabling legislation, is confident that it will now be able to deliver on its mandate. Meanwhile, the leadership of the NCDC has commended the president's answer to the bill, saying it is a demonstration of his commitment to national health security. A former National Security Advisor, retired Colonel Sambo Dansuki, has written to the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja of his reserve to avoid court hearing until the prosecution obeys its trial. Dansuki is facing trial at the Federal High Court on alleged illegal possession of firearms, among other charges. The former NSA, who is facing 3 other separate trials for alleged abuse of office while he was the NSA, was repeatedly being granted bail by various courts. However, the federal government has yet to comply with the court orders. Responding to the letter, the prosecution counsel, Dipo Okpesheye, asked the courts to order the continuation of Dansuki's trial in absentia. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to ending Boko Haram insurgency, saying it would ensure that the menace is completely eliminated. President Muhammadu Buhari disclosed this at the opening of the International Conference on Insurgency in Kano State. The president, who was represented by the Minister of Interior, Abdurrahman Dambazwa, said the government is determined to end the sufferings of victims of insurgency, especially in the northeast. According to him, the federal government will do everything possible to ensure that the victims of the attacks return to their respective towns and villages to enable them to continue with their normal lives. And due to its inability to form quorum, the Senate has adjourned plenary to Tuesday, 20th November, leaving all the agenda on the Senate order paper unaddressed. The decision to adjourn followed an observation by Minority Whip, Senator Philip Aduda, who noted the lawmakers present were not up to 38, adding that the absence of most lawmakers is due to their oversight functions, which they are currently engaged in. Deputy Senate President Ike Kweremadu, who seconded the motion, said less than 20 out of the 109 senators are participating in the legislative proceedings, and the member is not enough to form a quorum.
I want to move that since we have not formed quorum, we may therefore adjourn. But in doing so, I want to also say that the Senate, why it is empty today, is because various committees are carrying out oversight duties. They are all over the nation, ensuring that the budget is performing and looking at the various agencies and parastatals that are under the various committees. And on that note, Mr. President, the Senate may wish to now extend the time for oversight functions, if the Senate so wish, with another week so that we can resume on Tuesday, the 20th November 2018, Mr. President, I so suggest.
We are more than 10, but certainly not up to 38. So we are somewhere between 10 and 20. So just for our record, we are not less than 10, but I think we are less than 20. So I second the motion.
Voice vote, and it was approved. It therefore extends plenary day to Tuesday, 20th.
I'm going to put the questions. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, before we finish for today's other paper, I think it's important that our members who are not here, we should please communicate to them, those on oversight, to ensure that they finish whatever they have doing during the week, so that we know that we have finished with the area of the oversight, which clearly has kept a lot of our members out of here. But I think, as we all know, some of the findings that is emanating from the oversight also is equally as important, and that it's important that that exercise is done diligently, but we should try and ensure that we have that completed by the end of this week. So that is in line with Order 10.3 that clearly says that once we don't have a quorum, then we need to adjourn.
And now moving on, the Special Presidential Investigation Panel for Recovery of Public Property has released the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Imo State, Hope Uzodimma, whom it arrested over an allegation of failure to execute a contract of $12 million for the dredging of Calabar Channel. Chairman of the panel, Okoye Obono Obla, who made this known to journalists, said the 7th senator representing Imo West was released on humanitarian grounds on the condition that he will return to the panel for questioning. According to the panel's chairman, the contract was awarded by Nigerian Sport Authority, NPA. Members of the Anambra State House of Assembly have impeached their Speaker, Rita Ngwa-Adu, during plenary at the Assembly chamber in Awka, the state capital. The former Speaker was impeached on the grounds of alleged incompetence, docility, financial impropriety, and high-handedness. They consequently elected Nkem Udueze as the new Speaker. The lawmakers took the decision after the new Speaker, Uzoeze, who represented Ugwata 2 constituency, moved the motion for the impeachment, while Onyebuchi Ofor from the Ugwasi constituency seconded the motion. Meanwhile, the clerk of the House, Pius Udo, was against the inauguration of the new Speaker, citing that the lawmakers did not follow due procedures. And ahead of the 2019 election, chairman of the Aguda Ikatel Local Government Council Development Area, Omombolanle Obe, has appealed to women in Lagos State to come out en masse to vote in the forthcoming 2019 general elections. Omombolanle made the appeal on Monday in Lagos, charged women to live up to the All Progressives Congress APC expectation of a landslide victory at the polls. SuperScreen Mike Osameke now reports.
These are women willing to give their all in the forthcoming general elections in Nigeria, and this time they are throwing their weight behind the ruling All Progressives Congress APC. Speaking at the gathering, which brings to an end a 5-day sensitization exercise, leader of the women, who is also the chairman, Aguda Ikate Local Council Development Area, Omombolanle Obe, charged the women on delivering the expected results.
This is not a party affair. It is something that is done, it is encapsulated with all groups in this society called Lagos State, to make sure that to the grassroots level, everybody is included, everybody is informed. That is why you see various people from diverse, we see Hausa, we see Igbo, diversity in unity. That is what we want here, and that is what Lagos State stands for. We have Igbos here, we have South-South, Energy of the Nation, we have Arewa, we have Nopes, we have the Konikes, we have everybody in Lagos State, and they are all legal. And in every awareness that we do, every division that we have gone to, you will find them there ready, the professionals, they are ready to work with us so that everybody down to the grassroots will have their PVC.
Other party stalwarts appealed to the women to collect their permanent voters' cards PVC before the expiration date.
This is not campaign. The campaign has not started yet, but we are just going around just to sensitize our people on the importance of the collection of the PVCs, and particularly because the verification exercise is ongoing. so that people can go to their various registration centers and confirm their names on the register. We have really achieved, because we believe that even after this sensitization, our women will go to their various local governments and LCDs and then sensitize their people too on the importance of the collection of their PVCs.
We have to sensitize Nigerians, we have to sensitize electorate of their functions to collect PVC and to make sure to go around to their various polling booths to verify whether their names appears in the voters register. So in preparation for the election. Because if you don't do that, it will be very difficult for them to vote in the next election. So that's why we've been going around for the past a week now to sensitize all the electorates, to tell them that it is pertinent for them to go and pick up their cards and to go and verify those things, their names in their papers. And if there's any challenges, they should quickly go to the INEC office to inform them so they can correct it before that time.
Without the PVC, you cannot vote. So and we want to elect the person of our own. So before we can do that, we have to get that PVC to have access to vote. So that's why we are here to campaign to people that have not collected their own to collect their PVC, then to tell their neighbors to collect their PVC. So to enable them to vote in this coming election.
Election is just a few months to go, and as such, every political party will be out to woo supporters, but the job can only be complete with the possession of PVC. Mike Osemeke reporting for SuperScreen News.
Moving on now, the House of Representatives Committee on Emergency and Disaster Preparedness has insisted that Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has some questions to respond to on the approval of 8.5 billion naira from the Consolidated Revenue Fund to the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. Chairman of the committee, Honorable Ali Issa, while briefing newsmen shortly after Tuesday's plenary, said Osinbajo was the acting president at the time when the fund was approved, adding that the committee did not mention the vice president in its report presented on Thursday last week.
The letter from the Minister of Finance directing the central bank governor to release the same 5.8 billion. Number one, this money was released from Consolidated Revenue Fund from the Euro bond approved by the National Assembly. As the approval stated, it's not from me, it's from her, Minister of Finance. And it's clearly stated that this money should be paid directly to the said companies without signing any agreement with the companies, without giving them award letter, without any procurement process. Money was paid into their account. This is the, Mr. Chairman, I can hand over this document, and this is also an approval from the Vice President to the Minister for the release of the said money. And when the committee tried to find out more about what happened in the procurement, everybody tried to transfer blames.
He is investigating the allegation of violation of public trust in the activities of the emergency agency, stating that the authorization of the release of funds for emergency food intervention in the Northeast contravenes Section 80, subsection 4 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. A former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, has called on the National Assembly to impeach Vice President Yemi Osinbajo over the Abuse of Public Procurement Act in the approval of 5.8 billion naira as intervention funds for the Northeast in 2017. The former minister in a tweet described Osinbajo as a cheap crook for giving illegal approval of NEMA's fund, urging the DSS to arrest and prosecute the Vice President for allegedly stealing and money laundering. The House of Representatives, in its investigative report, had indicted Osinbajo after its investigation into the fund disbursement. You're still watching SuperScreen News at 10. We'll take a first break here, and when we return, we'll bring you business news in a moment. Stay with us. So glad to have you back, and now to business news. The Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON, is preparing to release another list of debtors. The corporation head of Corporate Communication Department, Jude Nweazu, who confirmed this to newsmen, said the corporation has decided to expose the debtors following their failure to meet their debt obligations after several peaceful engagements. According to him, AMCON would be forced to charge the debtors to court if they fail to repay their loans. Based on a court order, he added that it will also take over the assets of debtors if they fail to repay their loans. And still in business, the Debt Management Service Office, DMO, says the federal government will auction by subscription 115 billion naira worth of bonds on November the 21st. In a circular by the DMO on its website, the breakdown of the figure revealed that 35 billion naira in 5 years reopening bonds to mature in April 2023 will be offered at 12.75%. Another 35 billion naira 7-year reopening bonds to mature in March 2025 will be auctioned at 13.53%, while 45 billion naira 10-year bonds to mature in February 2028 will be auctioned at 13.98%. The DMO said the unit of sale would be 1,000 naira per unit, subject to a minimum subscription of 15 naira and in multiples of 1,000 naira thereafter. And still on business, the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, says the federal government has awarded 206 billion naira contract for the main work of the second Niger Bridge. Fashola disclosed this to journalists in Abuja, said the contract is awarded to Julius Berger Construction Company. He also said the project, expected to be completed in 36 months, will be funded under the Presidential Infrastructure Development Fund, PIDF. According to him, funding the project under the PIDF means work will no longer stop on account of lack of funding. Fashola further said the contract for the main work on the second Niger Bridge was awarded after the completion of 4 phases of the project. And away from business, we'll take another break, and when we return, we'll bring you foreign and sport news in a bit. To join us again.